Hey guys, it's Charlotte. I'm back after a pretty extended hiatus from BookTube. But yes, I'm back now. I say a hiatus from BookTube. I mean, I've consumed a lot of BookTube, but I haven't been making any content. And actually, I have filmed content. Oh, hi, my dog. This isn't my dog. My dog is also here. I don't know if you can see him, but he's also here. Oh! I was quite poorly, to be honest. I think my actual last video is me apologizing for not filming because I had been poorly. And then, yeah, I just actually got... Excuse you. I just actually got more and more unwell. And, yeah, basically, that's what happened. Also, I don't think I ever mentioned before, but I'm actually a junior doctor in the UK, and so the last few months have been pretty hectic as well with applications and exams, and yeah, just lots of deadlines basically. And then I've also had some other family stuff going on. Basically, it's just been busy. Yeah, I've been reading, but I haven't really been like documenting much about it. Tell me why these dogs insist on just like standing around the tripod in like every way they can. It's so annoying. Yeah, anyway, so I'm back doing some book stuff. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Also, I have now got an Instagram, so I'll put the link down below. I haven't really posted anything yet, for the exact same reasons as all the other things. But yeah, here I am trying again to bring your lovely faces my less lovely face. So yeah, all the rules of this booktube stay the same. We encourage coziness, hot drinks, and reading and just having a good time. So yeah, I thought given that it's the start of March, we could maybe go through a little wrap up of what I've read so far this year, or mostly actually let's just do February. We maybe can touch a little bit on it. Also, I'm now a Kindle girly. My lovely other half got me this for Christmas, so yeah, I really like it. It's so cute, I love it. But yes, so I am now one of those girlies, but annoyingly have seen a lot recently about like Kindle Unlimited and like Kindle basically being like a bad idea, and like lots of booktubers switching over to like Kobo. So yeah, maybe this Christmas gift was a bad idea, but I'm pretty happy with it. So yes, let's sorry, not feeling my best. Let's go with February. So I think February obviously, well, maybe not obviously, started out with this bad boy. I say obviously, it came out on the 21st of January, right? So I went to a like early opening at Waterstones, expecting, well, or hoping for some like bookish merch, like Fourth Wing merch, but actually it was just like this poster. That's all they gave away. It looked much more fun in the States. Like there was so many like bookish goodies and like exclusive merch and stuff, but yeah, they didn't do that here, annoyingly. But I picked up my copy of Onyx Storm, which was great because I'd actually pre-ordered the Waterstones exclusive edition, which is this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the one with the sprayed edges. But they actually delivered it to my old address, and so I didn't get it until actually I think just the start of Feb. Sorry, a lot just happened. God, the cat, I shit you not, no pun intended, just done the stankiest poo I've ever smelt in my life. So I just got rid of that. And then as I was getting rid of it, he starts throwing up. And I've got a bad knee right now. So that was a whole situation. Anyway, this foul beast has really, you know, changed the atmosphere here. But anyway, we've got to, hopefully that starts to give us some good vibes. Anyway, Onyx Storm, yes, I went to the, I didn't, that's what I was saying, I didn't get my copy for a couple of weeks, so actually it was really good that I went and bought one anyway on the day so that I could crack on with it. My views, I loved Onyx Storm. In fact, I mean, I've given all of them a 5-star, and yeah, like, I know, to be honest, I see a lot of booktubers that loved Fourth Wing and then have like absolutely hated Iron Flame, and then have not been best pleased with this. But I don't know, maybe I like manage my expectations better. So I don't know if maybe my expectations were managed differently, but I really enjoyed all of them, and I ate them all up, if I'm like truly honest with you. I would probably say out of the 3, Iron Flame is maybe my least favourite, but I still like really enjoyed it. And I guess a lot of people have said, like, with Onyx Storm that nothing really happens. But I don't think that's true. I actually did like an Onyx Storm book bingo with a friend, and like, to be honest, it did deliver in the ways I expected it to deliver. I'm not entirely sure what people were thinking, and to be honest, I actually think it did a better job than I was expecting. Like, I thought, I don't want to obviously like spoil it for anybody, but I did think there would be a lot more brooding from Xaden. Like, I literally put on my bingo board for Xaden to do a full Edward Cullen, because that's what I was expecting. And yeah, there's a few bits there, like, I kind of thought we would look into a bit more. Like, I really thought we would find out, like, that, you know, Nayland and the, like, Grand Sage or whatever he's called are the same person, and that, like, Brennan and Nayland were, like, madly in love, and, like, all of this, which we didn't. But, like, I don't know what people want. And, like, I see people talk about how Xaden and Violet are, like, boring, right? But I don't agree. Like, I actually just don't agree. Mostly because, well, like, I actually think they've handled their relationship quite well. Maybe I'm being crazy. Maybe I've gaslit myself into thinking that they're good for each other. But, like, I don't think there really was a very much conflict between them in this book. Like, the only conflict there was, really, was, like, their breakup. But it wasn't even a breakup. Like, I don't think you can even count it as a breakup. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Anyway, I love these books, and I'm pretty excited to see more. I also have the same medical condition as Violet, and maybe that makes me a bit more lenient with the book, because I really like that that's being, like, represented. You won't believe, he has the whole room, and where is he? He just is. I'll show you what he's doing. He's there, right, which is exactly where the tripod is. Now you can also see all the random bits of clothes and stuff I've been hiding. Okay, back to business. Yeah, so, anyway, that is something I read. I listened to loads of audiobooks. So I also listened to, because I have like an hour commute to work every day. I live like 20 miles away from the hospital that I work in, but it's like in a big city, and so it takes a long time. But I read the audiobook of The Hobbit. Loved it. I've recently read all the audiobooks actually for the Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit was my last one. And I probably could have just read this as a physical book, to be honest. But I really love Andy Serkis's reading. What's it called? I don't know. Anyway, I love the audiobooks because they're read by Andy Serkis and they're just really like good. Like you can really like immerse yourself in the world. And he just does an excellent job. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I also gave that a 5-star. Maybe my 5 stars don't mean anything, but that's what I did. I just feel like I wrote this on my Goodreads as well, actually, that I find it really difficult to like, or really pointless in a way, to review such like classics as like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, because like what am I supposed to say? Like obviously it was great. Obviously. But yeah. So I've also been making my way through the Cosmere, which has been great. So last year I read Mistborn Era 1 and Elantris. And then I've gone on to I read Warbreaker in January, which I think is my favourite so far out of all of them. I really enjoyed every single one, but I just loved the magic system in Warbreaker, and I felt like the storyline was really good. I've given them all 5 stars, so that's a bit boring. I would say in Mistborn Era 1, maybe I found the first one better than the other 2, but I did really enjoy all of them, and like I said, I gave them all 5 stars. I find it really difficult because I kind of need like an extra tier, because like in my head, like 5 stars is like, yeah, this was great, I love this. 4 was like, yeah, pretty good, could reread it, like it was alright, you know. Then 3 is like, yeah, it was okay. And then like 4 is like, 2 is like meh. And like 1 is like, I hated this book. So yeah, I find it really hard to rate things, because like if I've enjoyed it, I give it like a 5 star. Maybe that's not good. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Anyway, so then I've started Arcanum Unbounded, and I have read The Cellish System, so I read that was good, and now I'm on Emperor's Soul. I'm like halfway through, maybe more actually. Yeah, more. I'm on day 85, which is page 93. So I have 30 more pages, so I'll probably finish that soon actually, and then I'll go on to read The Hope of Elantris, and then I will also read The 11th Metal, because I didn't read that in between, and the ones about Mistborn. I'm going to go on to The Way of Kings, so that'll be really exciting. I'll probably listen to it as an audiobook, actually, because obviously it's quite lengthy, and I don't have a physical copy. I would like to maybe read it and listen to it at the same time, so I'll see about that. But yeah, I'll probably finish Emperor's Soul today. Maybe it's the 3rd of March today, by the way. I should be at work, but I'm not at work because they won't let me go in because I'm like covered in this rash, which isn't contagious or anything, but yeah, it doesn't look good. So yeah, that's what I've read there. And then I just finished A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saff. So this was an Illumicrate book. Oh, I don't know when. I can't remember actually. But yeah, I mean, it's stunning. Like, I love this like end paper art as well. It's so nice. And yeah, I really like this book. I gave it a 4 star. It's a fantasy, short fantasy as well, to be honest. I would maybe say it was slightly dark academia, historical fantasy, maybe. It follows these like naturalists and folklorists as they go in search of a powerful river, basically, that can like grant power to who it sees fit for that role. And yeah, it's sapphic, which is nice. And yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's short. It's 364 pages. And it reads quite well. It was quite easy to read. The storyline was quite gripping. It did really good world building. I felt like I could really imagine the world they were in and like really visualize the characters and the way that the characters were feeling. So yeah, I thought it was really well written. I can imagine some people not liking it as much because it is quite a short fantasy, but like it's a standalone. It's got lots of like mythical, folklorish. I think it's a lot of like German folklore. And yeah, I just thought it was a really, really well-rounded book, and I would recommend, to be honest. Did I give it a 4? I think I'll probably give it like a 3.75 actually. Anyway, good book in my humble opinion. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. What else have I read? I think that's it. Oh, I'm also reading Eldest by Christopher Polini. But that's an audiobook as well. So that's the second book I think it's called The Inheritance Cycle. It's like, the first book is Eragon, which is like such a classic dragon book for like, I don't know, I felt like I should have read it when I was like 10, but I didn't. And so now I'm reading it now. But I don't know why. I remember seeing it when I was a kid and being like, I'm going to read that book. But I didn't. So yeah. And then yesterday, so now for March, I guess, yesterday I started Checkmate. And I'm making my way through that, but I won't talk about that now. And also a couple of weeks ago, I don't know, like last week, I started this like non-fiction book called Hags, which my consultant at work actually lent to me, which is basically a book about like middle-aged women and how we've like demonized middle-aged women, basically. So it's kind of like a feminist book, I guess. But it basically looks at, you know, why we think about women in this way. It's really interesting. So like it says on the back, misogyny directed at older women is not just one particular flavour of misogyny. It is, in the end, a catch-all, a misogyny directed, if not at the self you already are, then the one you will one day be. It clouds our vision by making us ashamed to see our reflections. And it's really true. But yeah, so she lent this to me because I basically, I want to be a surgeon, right? So you might think, oh, like surgeons have a bit of a bad rep for not actually giving a crap about anyone. But obviously that's not true. And at the moment I'm on psychiatry. And I found it just like really interesting about how like we give these labels to people, and especially women, when in reality, like so little medicine has looked at women. Like it's only, like it sounds crazy, right? But only in the last like 10 years or so did anyone give a crap about women. So there's loads of things, like for example, something that probably a lot of people are very aware of now is this like surgence of like ADHD and like autism and stuff, especially in women. And that's because before everyone was like, women can't get autism. No, girls can't have ADHD. Don't be crazy. Girls can't get those things. And if they do, they get a lesser form, like Asperger's, where they're high functioning, they're able to function completely normally or whatever, but they have like this, you know, slight difficulties. And like, what evidence was there for that? I'll tell you what the evidence was. It was they just hadn't looked at women. and I find this like pretty insane. So anyway, so she lent me this book, and she also lent me another one called Unwell Women, and yeah, I'm hoping to get through it. It's a bit lengthy, and it's one that is taking me a little while to read each page, because I'm actually like, it's not like, it doesn't have like small writing or anything like that, but like I was reading for like an hour, I think, the other day, and I'm like literally only at page like 40, and I feel like I read, well, you know, I literally started this last night and I'm already at page 90. So, and like, there's probably about the same amount of writing on the pages. So yes, it just takes longer. But anyway, yeah, that is my February wrap up, I think. Lol. I completely realised I forgot to tell you about a book. So the other book I read on my Kindle, and that was The Magician's Daughter, by H.G. Parry, I think. I took a long time to read this because I actually started it back in like June. And I just had it, that was before I had a Kindle, and I just sort of had it on my phone. And if I was sort of like cut short somewhere, like waiting, I would just read a bit of this book. So it took me like a really long time to read. I think I gave it maybe like a 3.5. Again, I really enjoyed. I thought the world building was quite good. I was quite invested in the plotline and the characters. It was a nice story. I don't think it was anything like amazing. It basically follows this young girl, she's like 16, called Biddy, who has always lived on this island, and she's never been anywhere else. And it basically follows her as she has to, you know, try and save magic, even though she isn't magic, with her like adopted father figure, and she like goes to London for the first time and stuff like that. So it's also, I would say, a historical fantasy. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not long. Again, I think it's about 350 pages or something like that. World building's cute. It's nice. It's whimsy, which I really like. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was anything like exceptional. So yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I read 5 books in February. I read I finished Onyx Storm. I finished The Magician's Daughter. I finished The Hobbit. Can't even remember. And then I also read Warbreaker and A Dark and Drowning Tide. Why is my brain like broken? So yeah, thanks so much for joining me with this February wrap up. I shall hope to bring you sort of like a March TBR, and do some unhauls and things in my next videos, so keep a lookout for more content from me, and don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you want to. Thanks guys, bye.